I'm just going to stay on that one. That one is so underrated. Please, please, please do it. You know, one thing I've learned from SLP crashing is that some of these guilds out there in Axie are just not gonna make it, right? They are so poorly managed. You head in, I've seen about 3 of them now that I've had close access to, and they're just crickets when you go in. Nobody is there anymore. And the people that are, they're not engaged. They're pretty much disappeared. We are going to talk to you about how to set up your Axie guild so it can thrive. And why am I qualified to say this? Well, I still got my Axie clan up and running during these times that I'm coming to you. You can see my screen, 5th of February 2022. SLB price is just above a cent. I've kept a retention ratio of almost 90% in terms of scholars, better than bloody 50% out there, I'll tell you what. So what do you need to do to make sure you do just as good, if not better, than my guild and some of the other ones out there? Let's jump right into it, right? There are 4 pillars in my mind as to what makes a strong guild. Now I'm going to use guild and clan interchangeably in this video, so get used to it. Number 1 is management. I'll go through all the details of each in this video. Number 2, retention. Number 3, growth. Number 4, payment. Payment on its own. Again, money talks. And right. Okay, so let's go into management. What is that? Well, management, think of it as an organization, right? I know it's been set to death. Treat it like a business with everything you do. Let's not talk about it like that. Organization, you need some structure. Now, I don't mean going down in the office with building barricades and breathing down people's necks, but you need some sort of guidance where people know what they're doing and where to go, how to communicate. The important things, right? Communication. Do you even have a proper functioning Discord server where everyone is there and interacting with each other, where they can go for help? Because I've seen some with a general, they go, yeah, I got Discord. I go, what are you talking about? I'm up to it. I'm hip. They got Discord. They've got 2 channels, right? They got that welcome channel. They got that general chat channel. But that's not going to cut it, buddy. I am here doing my bare minimum and I'm 10xing whatever you're doing right now. And our scholars are all happy and engaged. So do better. All right, set up your Discord channel, have the different breaks, the different channels set up there within your server so they can talk about relevant topics, talk to each other about other things out of life, where you can go in, chat about things crypto, chat about PvP, chat about adventure, chat about Axie builds and classes. Have that structure there for communication. Have the structure there for expectations. Again, I'm on the more chill side, dude. So when they come in, I'm pretty relaxed. A lot of people come in quite tense in terms of some scholars that have been with others, and they're heavily focused on the quota. What is the daily quota? I'm like, dude, as long as you are putting some decent effort, that's fine. I know life gets in the way. I'm not playing Axie Infinity every day, right? Other things come up. People have got lives, who've got families to attend to. They probably have other jobs that they need to do, including myself. So be reasonable. Err on the side of being reasonable, but at the same time, be realistic. Say it is realistic to earn between 75 to 100 SLP per day. That's what you see with other people. Adventure's being cut out, so tweak your numbers accordingly. Small tips like having a dedicated channel where people post their daily earnings is very useful, right? Again, another management tip. I forgot which car manufacturer it was, but there was one where the manufacturers were performing quite poorly, or a team of them, and then a new manager came in and all he did was write the number of parts that the night shift workers produced on a board, and he just left that there for the day shift workers to see. And guess what happened? Over time, the day shift workers kept looking at that number and wondering what it was, and they asked them what it was, and they found out it was a team of night shift workers just absolutely pumping and pummeling them in terms of how productive they were. That encourages competitiveness, right? It's within us. I know there's no monetary reward in it, although there actually definitely is now with SLP, right? You actually earn more SLP, so that's a plus. But even without that, in that lesson, we can tell that there are ways to better managed than sitting there on your fingers hoping for the best, hoping for SLP to 10x and happy days again. There are things you can do, things that you should be doing if you want to make it in Axie in longer term. All right, I've been doing that since the start. So here's my guild, Hyperion. Where are we going? I've just got daily SLP updates. People are posting that. People have been posting that today. Jeez, Reniel has been posting at 4:40. I got to speak to Reniel to not stay up that late. The guy's obviously staying up too late for his own good. But having posted that, people see it, people want to reply and post what they have achieved, right? It's an achievement as well. If you pump out 192, shout out to Kim on that day, whatever you did, and Edsel, good stuff, legends. That's one way, structure, again, err on the side of, people post 0, 43. You don't crack down on them just for that. Things get in the way. Be nice. But you need some sort of understanding there, for it to function well in the longer term. Right now, the other 2 points on the management are so critical. We're trying to ease you into it, but these 2 things are, I swear to God, are lifesavers for you in the long term as you grow your clan. Number 1 is having clan managers. We're probably tracking about, 85, 83 people? I think it's 83. It's probably a bot in there somewhere. Me6. I missed the Me6. 84 people, let's call it that, people in the clan right now. It's a pain to manage well. Again, manage well. Some of these other clans are just not managing well, right? They just leave it. They think it's just going to roll in SLP. That lasts for 2 months. That's not hopefully not what you're in here for. If you are, then you might as well just be flipping Axies anyway. So clan managers help a lot. They talk, they engage, they help you track things, they help you with events. We're going to go into all these later. A lot of the times, I like to recruit clan managers from within the guild. They know people there, and they brought in referrals. They play the game. They speak the local dialect. I'm not going to be able to learn Tagalog in, a few months anyway, right? Sometimes it's a lot more comfortable being able to speak your own language. Imagine if we had to present this in Portuguese, I'd be struggling to get, 2 sentences out properly. So clan managers help a lot. You've obviously got to reward them for it. They have a higher elevated status in terms of managing. That is a big lifesaver. The other point is data management and tracking. There are tools out there, albeit they're basic, they're getting more advanced. So I've been using Scholar Tracker for a long time just to help see real basic metrics, but I still like Excel. I like plugging this in my own kind of drive or storage where I can control it. Sometimes these things go down, sometimes, there's limited functionality. So I have a massive spreadsheet, and it's just mainly data. It's just keeping that up to date in terms of what I claimed in SLP, what I've paid out in SLP, what's the kind of average data tracking SLP earned. You can see a lot once you start tracking the key metrics, right? And I would do that often. Now, it sounds like a headache, sounds like an admin chore. It's worth it. It is so worth it. I've had a period where I went a month without tracking it, and I needed it. I needed to reconcile payments. I wanted to see how certain groups of scholars were tracking, and I just had to go through Ronin and manually track through, do a forensic audit of if I track everything correctly. It is a nightmare if you don't track it on an ongoing basis. It really is a lot less time consuming if you do it frequently. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but please trust me on this one. It will help you so much until, of course, we get some better tools that maybe the Axie devs produce, but I doubt that's coming in the shorter term. So why not take action into your own hands and do it? Okay. That one, I'm just going to stay on that one. That one is so underrated. Please, please, please do it. Track your data in a spreadsheet. If you guys want help with that, actually, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to put together a template, clean up the one I'm using for goodness sake, and share it with you guys for free. All right. So just let me know if you actually want that and that's useful. Now, That is management. We want to get that foundation set up, structure tight. Then we can move on to retention, growth. Okay, growth is pretty important as well. But let's go to retention. We want to retain your scholars. Okay, now I say that with the best intentions. You obviously want scholars to graduate. The whole term came from in scholarship is you want them to graduate, want them to learn the game so then they can go buy their own team and go play. Right? We're trying to help people as well. Then they can earn themselves. Nothing stopping them from doing both so far, apart from multi-accounting. Obviously don't multi-account, but if there's an avenue where say they can earn more with you, be more engaged, stay within the guild, help others out, stay relevant, you're kind of building an affiliate network, then that is fantastic too, right? You're trying to build a community, help people out at the same time. A lot of the scholars in my guild have stayed. I've just dropped more Axies for them to use so they have more energy to keep going. Them funds, sometimes their funds, they're trying to support their family so they could use the money better off by going and buying other stuff in life or other games. So some people like that Pegaxi stuff. So retention. Same time, it's a nightmare for you to churn new scholars. It's a process to find the right people and recruit them. To an extent, there is some incentive for you to reduce that headache for you. So retention is something that I have in my mind. And what do I do? Well, one, you've got to engage and connect. Some of you guys are not even talking. You don't even say good morning. You're in crypto. You do not say good morning. What is wrong with you? Say good morning.
Hello. Top of the morning to ya.
Chat to them. Find out what's up. Don't just talk Axie Infinity. Talk about crypto. If there's a typhoon or something, ask if they need help. Just if they don't have a proper functioning computer, they need an upgrade. Give them some money. For goodness sake, they're part of your group now. Help them out, right? Plan for that. Some of you guys are just the Scrooge McDuck, just like tight, just digits up to the neck. Just leave some stuff on the table. Help people out. They're your people. They're your guild now. They will help you out. You will help them out. All right? Chat to them. Find out. The other thing, switch up their Axies. All right, the first team you're going to give to them, you're probably coming out of a breeding farm like I did. Over time, those breeds don't work out like you do. I started off with 97% pures. Somehow I've got like 67% pures coming out. Usable, but over time, you look at it, it's like, I think this person needs an upgrade. Yeah. I think it's about time. So ask for switch ups, try to do it orderly so everyone gets a turn in switching up. We have a dedicated channel in Axie, in our Axie server, clan server, Axie requests, where you can just make requests and ask for stuff, right? And you just keep a track. There you go. Clan managers keeping a track of that. Good old Brian, bloody legend, mate. Clan managers, keeping a track of that for you. Mix it up. If they're finding they're not being heard, which they are, if you're not changing up their Axies, then they're really struggling. Again, really, they're actually struggling and they're just not being spoiled for it. Sometimes it happens, or the odd duck. So make sure you switch that up. You keep it refreshed. The meta keeps changing, right? The game might change with Origins and land gameplay. I'm sure you're going to have to do a refresh for them. The third thing on retention, events. I don't see this enough. When I jumped into my guild, when we jumped into Hyperion and set that up, we got events going with the first handful of scholars. Or what is that? That is setting up, entertainment game, a game within the game, right? Axie Infinity can get tedious when you're just playing. Even Clash Royale is a simpler game with like cool graphics. I wouldn't say better graphics. That's a bit harsh, isn't it? Cool graphics. If you're not winning on your lose streak, it's not fun anymore. You have some events here. We've had several events now. It's mostly team events where you just set up different teams. Could be something, tied in with the incentive. Hey, team of 3, whoever maxes out their average MMR gets bonus SLP. Yeah, you find that team will help each other out. They'll jump on live recording gameplay to help the weakest link say, oh my gosh, you are not playing your beast correctly. You're not stacking up the double nut or something. You're not counting energy as much. I've jumped in. I've seen people open up the calculator and showing them, you need to calculate it this way. You'd be surprised. It doesn't have to be that tied up. It's a great way for you to feel more comfortable. If you're going to be dishing out more SLP. Other ways, we've just had art competitions as well. Think laterally, but it's more of a way to keep it light, fun, engaged, but there's got to be a reward for them there, right? Those things will help tremendously with your retention. Do one of those and you're already one above zero than most other guilds out there. They're just, again, sitting there doing nothing. Imagine you stack those three and you are solid. Okay, please think about that. I know it's going to cost you more retention, but it is worth it. Growth. If you're not growing, you're pretty much dying. Imagine if you stopped at 1 or 2. I mean, you could have just got your family to play that for you. People want to talk to other people. People want to engage. Sometimes you're not going to be there to help other people, right? If most of the questions and issues in our troubleshooting channel are answered by other guild members. Like I've maybe at the start I was helping out a lot, but now I don't. By the time I get into here, somebody's answered it already. It's a lot easier on you in the longer term, and people just want to see that there is progress. That's a key word. With that, some things to help you grow. How to scale. I mean, this is about how to scale your Axie guild, right? One thing that's really important is having a referral program, right? And it's a dedicated channel. Again, you can probably just copy a lot of this. You could probably make it better. In terms of our Discord setup, we're probably due for a tidy up with all these events. Just have a referral program link where people could drop names for people they'd like to refer. I mean, that is brilliant. It's pre-vetted people. If people tend to slack off, their friend will probably be on them like, hey, what's up? Can I help you? Or if they need help, they'd likely be first point of contact before they come to you as well and other guild members. It is a brilliant thing to have a referral program in there, but you need to be engaged. You need to make sure there's some sort of incentive. One thing I'm trying out is a bonus for people for the referrals, like you would see in corporate, right? Slightly different in corporate. You might, if you go to KPMG, PwC, EY, or accounting firm, they give you $5,000 for a referral. I'm going to try and tie it in a little bit more. Be a little bit more big brain about it and say, hey, you get 10% of the earnings for your referrals. Experiment. There's ways to do it, but do something about it. I just don't want people to sit there, or the people that are watching it, you guys that are top notch, that actually give a crap about all of this. You want to do something that stands out. And I think with all of this combined, you're going to be a far shot away given how early we are. And a lot of these people just jump in and don't do anything at all. Right. Keep going on growth. Plan for the ongoing investment. I know you got to pay for events, but the same with the breeding and costs, right? You got to factor that in. Don't just cash out all your SLP straight up and then blow it on models and bottles. Okay, so or model and bottle with the current SLP price. Time for ongoing investment. You need to reinvest a portion of that fund. You got to be disciplined with it as well. Just leave it in another wallet or something, or just, if you can, don't touch it. Reinvest it to help grow. Reinvest it into the Axies refresh for your scholars. Reinvest it into new scholarships. That is growth. Okay, you'll see that this is all tied in. If you lock all of this in, you're going to build a high-powered machine that keeps running on its own. Lastly is payment. All right, I've touched on it before. 70-30 is not going to cut it. You can't pay 30% to your scholars. What are you doing when the market is already, at least very much 40%, but I think it's already above, it's 50-50 right now, right? Okay, it's really not going to cut it if you're trying to skimp on it. I know there's larger guilds that might try to get away with it. I'm not going to name them, but you've heard them in the media and they cop a lot of flack for it. They don't retain their scholars at all. They grow, but it's a nightmare to grow. It's a nightmare to manage. Again, we want to be more active so we can be more passive and be good people as well. So at least 50-50, let's get it there. We will do another video as to what is appropriate, because that changes over time, right? With the price of SLP. Bonuses, kick out bonuses. Again, money is just important. Like how... I don't think I want to go into that whole education about that, but having that bonus, and when it's a surprise, it's a complete surprise. We dished out some bonus SLP during Christmas and New Year's. It goes a long way, right? Again, I'm going to reiterate, out of 85 people, we probably lost about 5 during the long crash from the high of SLP to whatever it is now, above 1 cent, and it is rare, I assure you that. So those are the things. Again, go back, I'll try and do the section break so you can check in and see if you can generate or copy ideas. More than happy with that. Just do so. Make sure your management is airtight, make sure you are retaining your scholars as well as you can, you're growing at the same time, your payment is fair and generous. All 4 things, and you're going to have a thriving guild, my friend. All right, I hope this helps. If there's anything, I'm actually open to ideas. If you got ideas, please drop in the comment. I'd love to hear that. If you guys can help me out, if it was of value to you, please like and subscribe. I'm going to bring a lot more as we move on. See you guys.